Do you see a path forward to a world in which we engage with China economically? We don't just isolate them. That's unrealistic given their size, but do not enable them, because it feels like the United States has gone back and forth.
Nobody would ever look at this and say this is a diplomat. So where deterrence ends and provocation begins, I don't know, and nobody knows. It's more art than it is science. You can have engagement. So here's just a short. I thought it was the right strategy when you look at equities, where China was, better to have them in the tent than out. What the mistake was in 2012, basically when President Xi comes to power, they went from thinking of America and the West as strategic competitors to strategic adversaries. We held on to strategic competitors a decade too long. Now we're accelerating, realizing this is different. You can't have a system where somebody's part of it, where intellectual property theft is a norm. It's just too volatile to a system based on trust and law. Look, they're stealing stuff from Google. That's now a case. They're stealing stuff from ASML, and I'll take one case. ASML makes the semiconductor laser technology. Tokyo Electron is a big competitor. Nikon's a big competitor. They compete. They out-innovate. They don't steal from each other. But China is stealing, and they've been caught stealing. You can't have an international system. So can we have? Sure, you can trade, but you can't steal. Mm-hmm. You can't cheat. Okay, and you can't subsidize your private sector to the point that their whole strategy is to crush the opposition. That's a different economic model to the point that it's destructive. You can have your own economic model of socialism, if that's what the country wants to do, but stealing, cheating your way to leadership, you can't have a system that in the end of the day is law and trust. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know, you're not going to cut them off and have two parallel systems, but if there's going to be integration, there has to be an acceptable norm.